Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Time to check out a couple of more growth and income stock picks now with Rob Plaza, our growth and income stock strategist at Zacks.com. He's brought a couple of companies with him to discuss, companies he's written about in the recent past on our website. Polaris Industries, PII, the ticker symbol, being one of them. They manufacture off-the-road vehicles.
Yes, and they also sell motorcycles under the Victory name. And apparently there hasn't been much of a recession for their customers because they recently, just last week, beat estimates both on the top line and the bottom line. Revenue was up 16% year over year, and they beat on the EPS level, they beat the Zacks consensus by 13 cents or about 28%.
Oh, wow. Pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And that marked 5 quarters in a row where Polaris has now beaten the Zacks consensus estimate by about 17%. So, I mean, obviously they struggled in 2009, but it's been kind of amazing at how quickly they've been able to rebound, given what they're selling. I mean, you really don't need to have a motorcycle, an off-the-road vehicle, unless you're maybe a farmer or...
Well, motorcycles, I mean, I see a lot of people taking them to the train station in the good weather.
Sure, but you would have to classify that as a discretionary purchase. It's not something that you need to have. So for them to be doing that well, it's pretty surprising. And for their guidance, they expect this to continue throughout the rest of the year. They up their sales guidance and their earnings guidance for the rest of the year.
Cool.
And they did say it was strong demand for their core products, their off-the-road vehicles. So
okay, stock price looks like it's doing pretty good too.
Yeah, it's hit an all-time high, gapped higher after it reported. And also it's got pretty good long-term growth rates, about 12.5%, and a dividend yield of 2.6%. So it gives you both the growth and the income.
All right, and then Snap-on Incorporated, SNA, the ticker symbol, the tool maker.
Yeah, Snap-on Tools, not as strong as Polaris has been over the last year, but they're starting to pick up here in the last 2 quarters. Analysts are forecasting them to grow at over 20% for the next 2 years, bottom line growth. And again, it pays a pretty decent dividend yield of 2.5%. So gives you growth, strong in the near term, and then solid, decent income. They also reported last week, sales were up about 8.5%. And they also beat the Zacks consensus by 13 cents, or about 26%.
Okay.
Management was actually, they said they were kind of encouraged by what was going on. They aren't looking at the big blowout, but they're looking at things finally stabilizing, improving, and looking better in the second half of the year. Is
this one of those products that you have to have, or is this another discretionary purchase?
No, well, they cover so many different areas in the tool area that if you're in that basic, not a technology company, but you're in that basic business that needs the economy to be growing, a cyclical nature, then you're ordering from their products. So again, as last year when the economy kind of went into the downturn, Snap-on really started to struggle. So now that they're seeing some pickup in their end markets, revenues are starting to pick up that way.
I wonder if it's any indication of activity in the construction industry going forward.
It's part of it, yeah, because they do sell saws and cutting tools as part of their product line.
Yeah. Okay. That is it for growth and income. Do you own either of these, by the way?
I do not.
Okay. Well, maybe you should consider it. We are going to be back with Rob again in another week. In the meantime, you can always check out more growth and income stock picks that Rob has written about recently on our homepage at Zacks.com. Particularly important if you are accessing this video outside of Zacks.com. Get over to the homepage, look over in the upper right-hand corner. We put 4 new stock pick ideas for you up there daily, one in each of the investing categories written about on Zacks.com. And then once you click on one of those live link headlines, you can always go to an archive of about 5 or 6 others in that category that have been written about recently by the respective stock strategists. With Rob, I'm Terry Ruffalo.